I'll forever hold your anger. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth and you can't handle it. It is the truth and nothing but. You know what, Jonah Goldberg, you can analyze whatever you want to analyze. You can pretend to be Dr. Phil however much you want to analyze Trump, but you don't understand Trump. You don't understand conservatism. You can say you're conservative all you want to and say you're principled all you want to, but at the end of the day, we know what the true principle of conservatism is. And what it is that we fight for conservatism because of our principles, what we believe in. And it's not just because a candidate does. See, the problem with the number of Trumpers is it's based on the candidate. Whereas us, it's about the party. And as long as the party and the avenue, again, a candidate do, there's still a chance of being realistically possible to get a candidate through. Even if it's not the most conservative like Ted Cruz, we're going to do it. Because it's going to be people that's going to run that are not conservative. And they don't believe in conservative. They're not in the party. That's not how they're wired. But they're not liberal leaders, so they're not going to be in the leftist party. And the classical liberals left the leftist party. And I do not want the government controlling our lives no more. I don't want the government in our lives. I want the government out as quick as possible. They are destroying families. They are destroying single motherhood because they're causing mothers to be single because they're married to the government and not any guy. They don't need a guy because they got all the money from the government. They got social security checks, wig checks, welfare, public housing. They don't want to work. Then they find the loser guys because, well, I don't need you to pay for me. So now you're just going to be someone I can use. You know, we love people use things back in the 60s. Well, now we use people and love things. It's an ideological world. It's a superficial world now. And you know what? This is destroying single motherhoods. They begin to think and they need to depend on the government. We're getting so addicted that they're not looking for houses. They're not looking for anything. And a lot of the single mothers are single mothers because of this crappy liberal feminist society. A lot of people are staying home now and living at home because of this crappy situation we're in. I don't know what it's going to take for Trump is getting on board. It's either we unite together or hang separately. And you know what? I would not want to hang separately. But Jonah Goldberg, you're so principled in the crappy sandwich business. It's a difference between two crappy sandwiches. I don't see that. Trump loves the country. Trump cares about the country. Trump wants to see us succeed. And even if at first he did stuff that you didn't like, he would realize it didn't work and changed off it. That was worst case scenario. But Jonah, he's doing a lot of conservative things. And you know what? He may not be personal conservative, but you know what? That's not our fault. And it's the rhino, cold pink Republicans that's destroyed the GOP. But you know what, Trump is? You're saying it's Trump because he's not a true conservative. Well, you know what? You can choose to let that be the bridge too far. And you know what? We can't support someone because it's going to give us crappier candidates. So we can't support people that aren't conservative because then we'll just continue to support non-conservatives. Like people like Trump that disloves this country. Then it's going to be getting people off of it and only trying to well, you know what? We've already had that with John McCain and Mitt Romney. And you know what? It's not going to change whether we support Ted Cruz or not. The fact of the matter is we can't control how things go. And the truest of conservatives and the reddest of reddest people, they did not want John McCain or Mitt Romney as the nominees. The rhino cold pink Republicans and the fake news media working together with the leftists who can vote across state lines to help push those candidates and push them through. They pushed John McCain and Mitt Romney. We didn't want those. I didn't like Bob Dole. I don't like hardly anyone since Reagan, really. But this is who we have. Based on the system we have, whoever pushed them through wasn't true conservatives. The first time I supported a candidate I liked that way isn't a conservative, but it's going to do conservative things, and everyone's saying, for the most part, he's the closest since Reagan, is Trump. Because I knew that he wanted to try a different way, and the left way wasn't working, so he was trying the right way, and I knew that that's why I thought he would do conservative things. I knew he wasn't conservative, but I thought he would still do it. I know he doesn't think in ideology, but he's a guy I would fight. Ted Cruz wouldn't fight. Ted Cruz backs off. He's not a fighter. I mean, it wasn't for the wife comment about Heidi, I don't think Cruz would ever fight against Trump. So why would he fight against her? He would even say all those damn things, and he'd probably take the highway for the most part. And the only reason why I thought that Ted Cruz wanted to give Jerusalem back, the capital to Jerusalem, is because no one else ever did that was a politician. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe he would have. It's just I'm so used to being programmed by the people in Washington, and they always back down. I mean, they're going to do it, but only Trump's the one that's moving Jerusalem, or to the castle of Israel. So, and going to move to Jerusalem. And Ben Shapiro, you can say you're a conservative all you want to. All you're doing is trash and stuff that's good because you have to prove your non-vote right. And what's it matter, Ben? You're in liberal California. So it's not like your vote would have mattered. You couldn't choose it. It's liberal. So the state got the hell anyway. So it didn't matter, but you're going to sit there and attack Trump, over 2 days when he had years and years of calling out white supremacy after the Charleston riots in Virginia. Then you got onto him for the tweet that I liked about a meme, and we'll go over Vince McMahon's face, and he calls out at WrestleMania. And then what about, a thing of his other tweets? Like he just ruins a bad news cycle. You're just attacking because you want something to attack Trump over, so he's not the person that you thought he was. And so you can be like, well, he is the person I thought he was, though. Because, you have to be right. You have to sit there and be right. I told you so. Oh, and Mary Catherine Ham. What about you, Mary Catherine Ham? You know what? It's inconceivable and incompatible. I guess you can't be married to someone who believes differently. But, that's fine, and I'm not saying you shouldn't marry someone that's a leftist, but it's kind of hypocritical when you marry someone with different persuasion, and then you sit there and contest Trump. Oh, I can't vote for Trump, he's not my principal. Well, you had no problem marrying someone that wasn't your principal and your husband, and you had no problems with being with him. And if he would have run for president and he wasn't dead and he didn't die in a bike accident and he was still alive and he was to run for office, would you not vote for him? Yes, you would. If you don't support him, then you know what? Why would you marry someone you can't support? I mean, if he was going to run for office, I'm going to the White House, then what if he wins? And he could go to the White House and have to help support his liberal agenda. I don't know how this works, but you know what? If you can sit there and forgo your principles for him because of love, why can't you forgo your principles for country? Or do you not care about your country, Mary Catherine Ham? Because this country matters more than some individual. You sit there and attacked Tommy Lahren at PlayCon in 2016 because she was supporting Trump and they didn't earn the vote. Well, guess what? Your husband ain't earning the vote for me because he's not a conservative. And so if he would have ran, would you still vote for him? Because I sure as hell want it, but you can't vote for Trump. You're a hypocrite, Mary Catherine Ham. And Bill Kristol, all you're doing is attack on for every little thing. You're doing all this conservative stuff, and you're rigid old, just cranky old complaining all the time. What the hell? He does all this stuff, and all you seem to do is still keep complaining. Mr. Bill Kristol, Mr. Crystal. I know I just did one last week. I'm doing another Never Trump bill because I can't deal with you people. I'm going to expose every one of you till you're gone because you're going to sit there and be the hindrance of us getting our country back. Oh, and don't forget Eric Erickson. I can't forget about you. Hey, Eric Erickson down there in Atlanta, Georgia, hot Atlanta. Ain't nothing but hot about you. Oh, my Atlanta, you have a radio show? I can't believe you still have one. Why all you do is tagging Trump. And then you sit there and didn't say anything about Mel Brooks and how to push him. I didn't hear anything on your radio show about pushing Mel Brooks. But all you did was attack Alabamians, and you sit there and say, you can't vote for him, that's a bridge too far. If you're a Christian or a Catholic, I can't believe anyone would vote for him. And morals of sexual assault. When there's no evidence, were you there in the 70s and early 80s? How do you know the mall banned him? You don't know that, it's just a mall person. You corroborating, it's just hearsay too. At least go into the mall and do your story. Go to Alabama and go to the mall and see if you can ascertain if he was actually banned. Instead of just saying it, Mr. Eric Erickson with substantial proof. Not defending him because he's a good candidate. He's not. But you know what? Alabamians elected him and then they couldn't vote for him. That was dumb. Why would you do that unless you want to sabotage and lose the election? It makes no sense. But you know what? You're just stupidly trying to get it to the left. What are you doing? I'm fighting for the country. We got saboteurs. We got the enemy of end trying to tear us down. Well, I like what Trump's done with the Paris Accord and getting us out of that. I think we're going to move the thing back to Jerusalem. You know, the capital should go back to Jerusalem. Like I said, the tax cuts, they're coming. Not as good as they could across the board, but that's not Trump. So that's Congress not being conservative. And you know what? The Congress won't give us a Obamacare repeal. I want a Obamacare repeal. People want a Obamacare repeal. I'm the cause of us having Obamacare because I didn't vote for John McCain either. But at least I can admit to being responsible for that. I don't understand what the hell you people are doing. This is crazy. We ended the war because we couldn't vote for John McCain. You know, we got who we got, and I just let my emotions get the better of me. You know, you can't have an emotion, but you got to admit we all did. And you know what, Thomas, especially you people did. But you need to get your heads out of the ground and fight for conservatism with me, Mark Levin, Nora Ingram, Marshall Ball, Sean Hannity, Michael Gallagher, Dennis Prager, and all the others that are still fighting. And still fighting. You guys just want to be nevers, all of you, along with Rich Charlie, Ben Bozell, and all the rest of you never Trumpers. I don't get it. It's just counterproductive. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And if you're going to be part of the problem, you need to leave because we can't deal with you anymore. We have no respect for you. We have no time for you anymore. You are killing this country because you don't like the guy. He's not principled, but we're not going to always have that. Someone's seriously trying to fix this country, and you can't see past the lack of principles he may have because, oh my God, he's not me, and I'm higher than now, and I'm principled, and he's not. I don't care. Get over it. He's not principled, but he is the best we got. He's trying to be a conservative, and you people out here conservative. How is this trying to take away our seats, being conservative, and then say, oh, we're taking a moral high ground, because, well, you sure know Mel Brooks or Warren Moore was guilty. I'm not saying he was a good candidate, but at this point we need a seat. How are we going to pass this stuff now? Now we lost this seat. See if we get rid of Obamacare now. Or reciprocity. How is that going to happen? So we're going to have carry guns across this country. Because you sit there and say, well, we can't vote for Warren Moore. It's the bridge too far. Way to go, never Trumpers. You're just helping. Anything you're doing is just not helping. It's hurting the country. That's all I have to say.